Hi and welcome. Can you hear me?
Yes, hi, do you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you properly. Yeah. So, how are you?
Okay, thank you. Yes, thanks. Fine. Try to work and a little bit for myself, and I've now search some work for me.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you for
How are you?
joining for our new online
Thank
training
you.
program on machine learning with R programming language. How we can easily implement the different types of machine learning algorithm using the R programming language, such as random forest, then also classification, regression trees, support vector machine. So this type of algorithm, how we can easily implement using the RStudio or R programming language. Today, this course is only for that, and mainly this is the total 10 days online training program. So inshallah, we try to complete all of those things within the 10 days. And I hope after completing this online training program, you are able to do any types of analysis very quickly and efficiently. And you can easily understand all of those algorithm, and how it will be work for the machine learning algorithm. All of those, such as supervised, unsupervised, reinforcement, this type of algorithm, how it will be work. Okay, so you can easily identify about the idea, and you can easily implement this knowledge for your research work. Okay, so basically
Okay.
today is our
Yes.
first day, and as a beginners, if you have done knowledge about the art programming, don't worry about that. I will teach you all of those things from the beginners level. So first of all, I try to complete the art programming language. If you don't know about the art programming language, so that's so after completing that, you can easily learn the basic syntax of art programming language. Then you can easily apply this programming language in the machine learning with art programming language. Okay, so let's
Okay.
go. So let's go. Just I simply share my screen, and all of those practice code, all of those slide, all of this PDF file, and also recorded video class you can also get for your practice. Okay. So let's
Okay.
go.
Super.
So I simply share my screen. Okay. So now can you see my screen?
Not. Uh, not yet. Yes.
Yes.
Now I see.
So let's go. Okay. So now we'll start our today's class. So it is the online training program on machine learning with R programming language. How we can easily use the different types of machine learning algorithm, and do for the different types of geospatial analysis, and also other types of non-geospatial analysis using the machine learning with R programming language. So I hope we will start, and I hope you can easily learn all of those things from the beginners to advanced machine learning method. Okay, this type of analysis I also try to discuss about that, as well as I also try to discuss about that language for machine learning. Okay, basically a lot of language, lot of programming language we are using for the machine learning. Okay, and what is the best language for machine learning? I also try to discuss about that, and types of machine learning algorithm. So different types of machine learning algorithm. I also try to discuss about that, and implement of machine learning algorithm with R. How we can easily I teach you the first of all I teach you the R programming language. Then I also try to show you that how we can easily implementing the machine learning algorithm with R. After that, R programming language from beginners to advanced level. So as a beginner, if you don't know about the R programming language, so I hope after the section you can easily learn the programming language of R and implement this knowledge in the machine learning with R programming language. So this is the first day's course content. I'll try to complete all of those things step by step. So first of all, understanding the machine learning. Okay. So machine learning. What is the machine learning? So here you can see about this about a picture in here. So first of all, machine learning is an application of artificial intelligence that uses a statistical technique to enable computers to learn and make decision without being any programming language. Okay, so machine learning, it's learned for yourself. Okay, so it's learning from that statistical technique, okay, and enable compute to learn and make decision. Machine learning can take decision, such as here you can see. So first of all, it is an apple. It is an apple. So this is an apple. Input. It's a mango. Wrong. It's an apple. So I train it. And this time it is an apple. So it noted. Machine. It's noted. When I say that it is an apple, not mango. So then machine is learned from here, and finally it show the result about that it is an apple. So first of all, machine, when you put any data on your system, first of all, it will be learned and then make the decision it is the apple or not. Okay, so it is a subset of artificial intelligence, and it is the study of making machine more human, like in their behavior and decision, by giving them the ability of the learn and development their own program. And machine learning can be make the decision from the data set. Okay, so first of all, here you can see the picture or image. In this image, so first of all, it is an input. So I input this picture in a system. Okay, first of all, it's identify it is a mango. Okay, but when I train it, so I teach it, I teach the machine, or I teach the machine, it's wrong, it's not a mango, it is an apple. Okay, so then this machine noted that and learn it is an apple. Okay, but after some time, when I again input the apple, so this machine directly can say that it is an apple. So machine, it is a system, it learn from the previous data set and make the decision. Okay, so now application of machine learning. So there's a lot of application in machine learning. Here you can see the automatic language translation, medical diagnostics, stock marketing trend, online fraud detection, virtual personal assistant, email spam or malware filtering, self-driving car. We are also using the machine learning, product recommendation, traffic prediction, speech recognition, image recognition. Okay, so there's a lot of machine learning application in the available in the present world, as well as we are also use the machine learning for the land cover classification or regression or prediction. So a lot of things we can easily do using the machine learning algorithm, as well as language for the machine learning. So mainly we are using the language for the machine learning, R programming language, also Python, Matplotlib, Java. Okay, so all of those programming language we can easily apply for the implement of machine learning technique or machine learning algorithm. So in the present time, Python and R is the most popular language for the machine learning. Python and R, because Python and R programming language, they are the totally open source software, and it's totally free to use. And all of those languages, we can get the lot of library for the different types of work. We can get the lot of libraries for the Python and also R. Okay, so in this online training program, I will try to show you all of those implement only using for the R programming language for the machine learning. Okay, so in this time, why I am using the R programming language? Okay, because R is a totally open source software, open source programming language. Okay, so it is a totally open source programming language. So that's why when you are using the R programming language, you don't need to put any types of payment. Okay, it's totally open source, and it is an object-oriented programming language, as well as it is a functional programming. Okay, so it is a lot of library, lot of things we can easily access in the R programming language, and it is a turning complete. Okay, so it can make the decision for the own self. Okay, so all of those region in this time I use for the R programming language, and also teach you the R programming language for the machine learning. And what is the step in the machine learning? When you want to do any programming language, what is the step for the machine learning? So here you can see, first of all, you need to, step one, you have to intersecting data. So first of all, you need to input the data. This data can be geospatial data, this data can be non-geospatial data. Any types of data, you can simply import or intercept your data. Then second step, you need to, in the second step, you need to data warning. Okay, so in this time we need to filter the data and also make the data for the cleaning the data. So this type of analysis we can do for the second step. After that third step, we need to make the data set, train algorithm, and also test algorithm. Okay, in the fourth step. So this data set we are choosing for the train algorithm and also test algorithm. And after that, in the final step, we can evaluate the result. Okay, so this is the step for the machine learning. When you want to do any types of machine learning in R programming language or Python programming language, just follow those steps. Okay, so I also try to discuss a lot of time about all of those things one by one, how it will be worked for the intersecting data, data warning, that also data train algorithm, test algorithm, evaluate result. So all of those things I will show you the practically, then you can easily understand about that very quickly. But in this time, this is the total 5 steps. When you want to do the machine learning, it is a totally 5 steps. Intersecting data, data warning, then data test, train algorithm, test algorithm, and evaluate the result. The total 5 steps in a machine learning. Okay, so in this time, this you can see the types of machine learning. So basically, we can measure types. Machine learning can be divided into 3 major types. One is the supervised learning, then unsupervised learning, and reinforcement learning. Okay, so what is the supervised learning, unsupervised learning, reinforcement learning? So this type of machine learning type, I also try to discuss practically and also discuss about that. So first of all, you can see the supervised learning is that data with level. Okay, supervised machine learning have the data with level. Unsupervised machine learning, data without level. Okay, and reinforcement is the state and action. Okay, and also you can get the classification and also regression. You can see supervised machine learning mainly classification as well also able for the regression. Okay, and classification for that, what's the algorithm we need to use here, the logistic regression, Navier Bayes classifier, k-nearest, support vector machine. Okay, so this type of classification algorithm. And regression, you can see linear regression, ridge regression, ordinary least square method regression, stepwise regression. Okay, so this type of regression and this type of classification, how we can easily do using the R programming language. I will show you the further more class how we can implement the supervised machine learning and unsupervised machine learning. You can see unsupervised machine learning mainly work for the clustering, then association analysis, then dimensionality reduction. So 3 step it can be worked for the 3 types of work: clustering, association analysis, and dimensionality reduction. And instead model free and model based. Okay, so this type of all of those things we try to discuss one by one and also show the practically example in the R programming language, so that I hope we can easily learn all of those things and step easily. So okay, so in this time I will not go in here. Before that, I talk to you about the R programming language. Okay, so as the beginners, if you don't know about the R programming language, so first of all, I try to complete the R programming language from your as the beginners. Then we move to that our machine learning algorithm for the R programming language. Okay, so let's go. So first of all, R introduction. So R, what is the R? Okay, so R is a popular programming language used for statistical computing and graphical representation. And it is the common use is to analyze and visualize data. So we can easily visualize and analyze the data using the R programming language. As well as, why use R? Because it is a great resource for data analysis, data visualization, and also data science and machine learning. And it provides the many statistical techniques such as statistical test, classification, clustering, and data reduction. And then it is an easy way to draw graphics in R, like pie chart, histogram, box plot, scatter plot, and so on. Then it works on the different platforms such as Windows, Mac, Linux. We can easily use the R. And it is open source and free to use. It is a large community support, okay, because a lot of people use the R programming language, so that's why you can easily get the support when you face any problem. And it has many packages or libraries or function that can be used to solve and different problem. Okay, R has a lot of library. Okay, this type of library we can easily use and then solve our problem for the machine learning algorithm. How to install R? Okay, first of all, we should know how we can easily install the R programming language. So for that, what we can do to install R, go to this link and download the latest version of R for Windows, Mac or Linux. So which system you want to use, just simply download that. So in this time I download it. So for that, what can I do? Just I simply copy the link and then open a browser and simply go to this link. So now it opened the R programming language software, you can see. Okay, so now you can see here download and install R. Okay, so you can see download R for Linux, download R for Mac, download R for Windows. So I need the Windows, simply click on the Windows. You can see the Windows, then you can see install R for the first time. So simply click on here. After that download, you can see simply click on here. Download for 4.31 for Windows. Okay, so this is the latest version of the R programming language, 4.3.1 for Windows. Click on here. So you can see it's starting the downloading. Okay, you can see it's starting the downloading. Okay, so now when it will be completed, then we can simply install this R programming language. Then it will be installed in our system. Just I simply send you the link, so you have to try to download it. So I simply send the link in that. Okay, I send you the link. Simply download the R programming latest version. It is the 4.3.1 for Windows. So it download it. Okay, so it's completed. I simply click on here and open my downloaded file, which I downloaded, you can see. So in this time, I simply click on here and install this 4.3.1 version of R programming language. And yes. And okay. Then next. Then next. Okay, then simply now you can see it will be preparing for installing my computer. It's now you can see installing the R programming language. Okay, then finish it. Okay, then so after the installing, you simply search here R.
RStudio is the same, yes.
Yeah. So for that, after installing the R programming language, then we have also need to install the RStudio. So for the RStudio, you can simply search here RStudio, and then you can see RStudio desktop. Simply click on here the first link. Okay. So then also you can see download from here RStudio desktop. Okay, you can see. Yeah. So install, you can download the RStudio desktop for Windows. So then we can download the RStudio. Okay, from here. Okay. So here I already installed about the RStudio. So after installing the R programming language, you can see in this time install R, it also available in here, but it's not a current version. It's not an update version. Okay. But when I download it from here, then I can get the 4.3.1 version. But when I download it from here, I can get the three version only. Okay, so that's why when I download it from the install the R programming language, so it's not a update version. Okay, I can get the update version from here. Okay, but when I use the RStudio, I can simply download the RStudio from here. Then I need to connect. I need to connect the R programming language with RStudio. Okay, so R programming language then RStudio I need to connect. So how I can connect that? So for that I can simply open my RStudio. So here I already worked some tasks, so I simply remove that. Just a minute. It's not needed this time. Okay, just I simply remove all of those things from here, and I open the RStudio again. Okay, I remove that. So after download it, you have to install it. Okay, RStudio. Okay, first of all, install it the R programming language 4.3.1 for Windows, and then install it the RStudio. Okay, so I already installed the RStudio. Just I simply open the RStudio. You can see RStudio. So simply click on here. Opening. Okay. Okay, so I remove this folder. It's not in this time, so don't save. So this is my previous code which I already write. So I simply remove all of those things. Okay, so I simply remove all of those previous code. Okay, so now I can get the result look like this, and here you can see this is my R version is a 4.2.3. Okay, so it already connect about that. So in this time you can simply install it the R programming language and RStudio, then check the console about your version. Okay, so in this time I installed the 4.2.3 4.2.2 version about that. Okay, so in this time, first of all, what can I do? In this time, I can write the code in here. Suppose 5 plus 5, I can get the result. You can see 10. Suppose I can simply put here that anything. Suppose 100 into 10, I can get the result in here. But it's my console. Okay. So I in the RStudio mainly we can work for that. Suppose when you want to make any types of extra benefit in the RStudio. Okay. Suppose in this time I can simply use here the plot. Suppose 1 to 10. So you can see it. Yeah, it's directly we can get the it make the plot about that 1 to 10. Okay. So in this time, why I am using the RStudio? For that, you can simply click on the file option and you can see RScript. Okay, RScript. So from the file, go to the RScript. Click on here. So in this time, you can see it also open a window. In this window, I can write the R code easily. Okay. So in this time, you can see it will be when I suppose I put at the 5 plus 5, I can get the result 10. 6 plus 5, I can get the result 11. So it get the result, interpret the result one by one. Suppose I can write the code in here, then I can get the result in here. Okay, one by one I can get the result. I write the code in here, then I can get the result in here. I plot it, I can get the result. So it interpret one by one. One by one it interpret. But when I write the code in here, it not interpret one by one. Suppose 5 plus 5, it's not interpret. You can see I did not get the result. But when I put here the in the console 5 plus 5 and click on here, I can get the result in here 10. But in this time when I write here the 5 plus 5 and I did not get anything. Suppose I write here the 10 plus 10, it did not get anything. Suppose I put here that suppose 20 plus 30. Okay, so you can say I did not get anything. Okay, so in the console it mainly show you the result one by one. Okay, so I write the one line of code. What is the output? I can get the output another below the line. Okay, but in this time it not happen in this here. So in this here, when I want to show the result, what can I do? I can simply in here, you can see in this time I simply my cursor in here and you can see run button. Okay, run button. Click to the run, then I can get the result. You can see in here the 10. Okay, So in this time, I simply my cursor I can put in here and click to the run. I can get the result. You can see in here. Okay.
Okay.
I simply put the cursor in here and click on here. I can get the result in here. Okay. Or I simply select all of those lines and click to the run. I can get the result all of those lines at the same time. Okay. You can say I can get the result all of those at the same time.
Okay.
Okay, so this is the benefit for the console and RScript. In the console, it provides you the output one by one line by one line. We can get the output, but in the RScript, it will be not look like that. Okay, suppose in this time I simply use at the float. Suppose 1 to 20. So in this time you can see I did not get the result. Okay, so how I can get the result? So just I simply my cursor in the line end of the line in here and click to the run. Now I can get the result in here. You can see. Okay, I can get the result in here. So this is the difference between the console and RScript. So this is the RScript. RScript is not interpret the result one by one, but console, when I write the code, I can get the result one by one. It interpret the result one by one. So all time we are using here the RScript and we can write the code in here. Okay. So let's go. In this time we can get the result look like that. So basically it is the RScript. In this time we can write the R code and it is the console. Okay, in the console it is the console and it in this time it's showing the plot. You can see in the plot we can get the plot and also you can see files. So mainly it's this file is connecting with your local storage. Suppose your local folder. Okay, so you can see in this time the directory about that. Simply click on here. You can see go to the directory. So in this time it will be in your documents. Okay, so documents, your local storage of your documents in your computer, all of those files I can get in here. If you want, you can simply change it. There is no problem. From the directory you can easily change it. Okay, as well as also is the plot. So mainly plot display the different types of graphical representation. Okay, also you can see package. Okay, so in RStudio program we can easily access lot of packages, a lot of library for the machine learning, for the different types of analysis. We're using here the lot of package or lot of library, and this package we can easily install it. And how we can easily install it, so I also show you the later. So in this time package is installed your different types of library and help when you face any problem decoding the help. We can get the support from here the R programming language. Also you can see viewer. So mainly it will be showing the dynamic map, such as when you want to work with the Google Earth Engine platform or also other types of platform, cloud computing platform, then it will be showing as a viewer in here. Okay, so then presentation, it mainly print your map or your, we can easily make the PDF file of our map presentation, this type of work for the presentation. Okay, so also you can see the environment about that. So environment, it is that our programming language, then history. You can see which code I already this type of code I executed at the same after some time. So it also stored in the history. We can easily remove. You can see the clear all history. Click on here, it will be remove all of those things. Yes, I need to clean. So it will be clean. So you can see connection. It's a tutorial. You can get some tutorial about that. So now in this time, so this is our RStudio. Okay. So in RStudio, we can write the code in the in this RScript. So it's called the RScript, and it's the call RStudio, R console. Okay, it's the console. It is the RScript. So now we discuss about that basic things of that R programming language. Okay. So for that, suppose you can see 5 plus 5. I click to the run. I can get the result 10. Okay. But when I print, suppose I print my name Mijanur, and then click to the run, you can see what happened in this time. It's showing that you can get the error. You can see we can provide the error. Error is that Mijanur not found. Okay, so it's some problem. Okay, in this time when I run my name, it will be not work. So because in this time, okay, I also increasing my. Okay, just a minute. So in this time, I can simply put here the quotation because it is a string. So put here the quotation, my name, and then click to the run. In this time, it will be work. Okay, in this time you can see it will be work. There is a no error. Okay, so in this time we can get the two things is that one is that when you want to print any types of number, you don't need to use any types of quotation. Okay, so I also make the comment. So number data type, when you want to print any number data type, don't use any single quotation or double quotation, don't use. But when you want to print any string means the group of character, string.
I don't hear you.
Yeah, so now can you hear me?
I can't hear you.
Okay, just a minute, I check. Okay, so now can you hear me? Yeah, it is okay. Hello.
Yeah, now, yes.
Okay.
Yes, I hear you. Mhm.
Yeah, okay. So now you can see it's a string data type. When you want to print string data type, we must use quotation. Okay, otherwise it not work. Okay, so in this time you can see it is the hash symbol. Okay, hash symbol, then I put the comment. Okay, then I put the comment. It is the hash symbol, then I put the comment. Okay, just comment, give the description about that result. Okay, so when you want to print the number, we don't need to use any types of quotation. But when you want to print the string means the group of character. M is one character, I is one character, J is one character. So this type of character, when you want to print, then you must be using at the quotation. Okay, so after that, let's put another example. Suppose hello world. I just simply write that. Click to the run, you can see I can get the wrong in here. It's showing that error. Okay, I face the problem or error. So in this time I can simply put here the quotation. So just put here the quotation, and now click to the run again. This line of the code, click run. You can see it will be work. There is no problem. Okay. So after that, in this time we talk about that. Suppose variable. Okay, so how we can easily define the variable. So variable is that it will be stored anything. Okay, suppose in this time you can see here it will be work very well. But if you want, you can also use the another technique is that print. So print, if you want to use the print function, suppose I want to print hello world. Hello world. Okay, print that and click to the run. You can see it will be work. There is no problem. Okay, print that. And if you want, if you don't use the print, suppose I did not use the print, it also work. There is no problem. You can see there is no problem. Okay, so print function available if you want to use it, or if you don't use it, there is no problem. Okay, so if you want to use the print, it also work, or if you don't use the print, then it also work. Okay, such as you can see print 5 plus 5. Okay, just I run the code, I can get the result in here, or I simply put here the 5 plus 5 and run the code, I can get the same result. Okay, so it is optional. If you want to use the print, or if you don't use the print, there is the no problem. Okay, so after that we talk about the comment. We are only talk about the comment. Comment can be used to explain our code. Okay, so in this time you can see when you want to put the comment, we just use the hash sign. Okay, hash sign. It is a comment. It's not executed. Okay, it's not executed about the comment. So now how I can make a variable. Okay, so variable, when you want to make the variable, so for that I also make a comment about that. Suppose variable, I talk about the variable. So first of all, variables are containers for storing data values. Okay, so it is a container that is storing the different types of values. Suppose I simply put here the name. I take a variable as a name, and you have to use the symbol, look like this symbol. Okay, so you can see less than, then hyphen. Okay, and then put here the, suppose I put my name is that Mijan. Okay, so in this time what happened? Mijan is a value. Okay, and it is a symbol of equal sign. Okay, it also says that greater than, less than, or hyphen, and put here the variable name. Okay, this variable name can be anything. You can use any name. There is no limitation about that. So in this time, I simply run the code. You can see it will be executed. There is no problem. And when I print that, suppose I print this name. Okay, so name is stored at my name, Mijan. So click to the run. I can get the result. You can see in here, Mijan. Okay, so in this time, suppose I stored the another variable. Suppose I put the another variable such as number. So use here this symbol and put here the suppose 10. Okay, so I think now I simply run the code. Simply click the run. It will be what you can see, and then I simply print that number. So print. So just I use here the print function. I call this variable name number and click to the run. In this time I can get the value in here. Okay, you can see I can get the result. Okay, so in this time it is technique about the variable. Okay, we can get the output. Okay, so just simply use the symbol. If you want, you can also use the equal sign. Suppose I put the name as a variable and use the equal sign and put my names. Okay, and now I want to print that. So use the print. So just I simply run the first this code. I simply run, and then run also it. Okay, you can see we can also get the result. Okay, if you want, you can use here the equal sign, or if you want, you can also use here this less than, then hyphen. Okay, then assign your value. Then it will be stored on this variable. Okay, or if you want, you can also use here the equal sign, and then put here the your value. Okay, same things will be done. There is no problem. Time. And we talk about that concatenate about the element. Suppose, okay, so I simply open my slide. It also better because I already explained about that all of those things in my slide. So in this time we can say R syntax. So mainly output text in R use the single or double quotation. Okay, when you want to get the output in the text. Okay, text means that any types of name or anything, then you have to use the single or double quotation, or to output the number just type the number without quotation. And in this time we are also use the print function, or if you have don't use the print function, the same approach. Okay, so you can put the print, and if you don't use the print, there is the same way. And comment, so mainly we are using at the hash symbol for the comment. Okay, when you want to put the hash symbol, this code is not executed. Yeah, comment is the give the explain of the R code. Creating the variable. Okay, so this is the process for the creating the variable. I already discussed about that. Variables are container for storing the data values. And in this time we talk about the concatenate elements. Okay, so you can also concatenate or join. Okay, how we can easily join two or more element. Okay, by using the paste function. Okay, so to combine the both text, a variable R uses comma. So I put the example about that, how we can easily join two or more variables in the RStudio. You can see. So for that, what can I do? Suppose I can simply give a variable name. Suppose take a variable. So I put the name. Suppose I put the name is that suppose Bangladesh. I put the name is the Bangladesh. Okay, and run the code, and then I want to add the another text. Suppose I can simply add here that suppose I put the example about that join. Okay, join means that how I can join. Suppose it is a one text. This text I want to add the another text. Suppose I paste text about that suppose I put here the I love Bangladesh. Okay, I want to add here the Bangladesh. So for that, how I can do that? So just I simply use here the paste function. So paste. Okay, this function mainly join. Okay, join with our text. So use here the comma sign and call this variable name. Simply copy the variable name and paste here. Okay, then click to the run. in this time I can get the I love Bangladesh. Okay, so this is another text. This text I want to add with this text. Okay, this text is already stored in a variable name. Okay, so just I simply use the paste function. Okay, then use my text which I want to add with my variable. So this is my variable name, put here the name and use the comma sign. So now click to the run, I can get the result about that I love Bangladesh. Okay, so mainly it is the process for joining. Okay, or if you are
if I want to join, for example, I love Bangladesh 2023. I can join.
Yeah, you can also do that. Suppose I put here that take the another variable, or if you want, you can also use here the comma sign and put here the 2023. Okay, and then click to the run. Okay, you can say I can get the result. Okay, or if you want, you can simply put the another variable. Suppose I put here the year and take a variable and store it this value 2023 in here, and then simply use the year. Okay, now I simply click to the run again the code. Okay, run. You can say I can get the result. I love Bangladesh 2023. Okay.
Okay, thank you.
So just use the paste function, mainly this paste function using for joining. Okay, joining, for using the joining about that. So in this time, suppose in this time, suppose I take the another variable number. I store the number such as. Okay, so in this time I talk about the multiple variable. Suppose multiple variable. Okay, multiple variables. Okay, so what is the multiple variables? Our programming language allow to assign the same value with the multiple variable in one line. Okay, suppose same value. This same value I stored the different variable. Suppose I take the variable 1. Okay, so put here the suppose variable 2, put here the suppose variable 3, suppose variable 4. Okay, variable 4. Okay, all of those below I say suppose it is a suppose Bangladesh. Okay, so in this time what happened? This it is a value. Okay, this is a value. This value stored this variable, this variable, this variable, also this variable. Okay, same value stored in the different variable. So it's called the multiple variables. In our programming language, we are also using here the multiple variables. So I take only for, you can see there are the total 4 variable name and 4 variable stored the one value Bangladesh. Suppose I want to print, so just I use the print function and I want to print suppose variable name 4. Click to the run. Okay, so I simply run the code in here and also click to in here. You can say I can get the Bangladesh. Okay, suppose I print the variable 2. I can get the same value Bangladesh. Okay, so it is the multiple variable supported. Our programming language supported the multiple variables. So here I put the different variable name and store it for the single value. Okay, so it is possible only for the our programming language to assign the different variable name only for the one value. Okay, so it's called the multiple variables. Each time we talk about the variable name. Okay, legal variable name and illegal variable name. So legal variable name, how I can define? So legal variable name, you can see. So legal. So we can use the variable. There is no problem for the legal variable. Suppose legal variable name can be anything we can put. Suppose my variable. Okay, without a space. Without a space, we can define any variable. There is no problem. As well as suppose my. You can also use the underscore. Okay, you can use the underscore, anything, you can name, put any name and put the underscore without a space. Okay, and also define the variable and put here the value. There is no problem. As well as you can also use that the suppose my and also put here the suppose lowercase uppercase. There is no problem. It also legal variable. There is no problem. After that, suppose you want to put here the all of those things as the uppercase. There is a no problem. It is a legal variable. Okay, there is a no problem. Such as also we can use it, suppose you can put any types of integer value in the end of the variable name. Okay, end of the variable name, you can put at the any integer value. There is a no problem. So it also legal variable. Okay, so in this time illegal variable, which variable you did not use, thus as you did not use any integer value first and then put the variable name. So it is an illegal variable name. Okay. So when I want to use the variable name, it not work. Okay. You did not put any types of number before the variable name. Okay. We can after there is no problem. It will be work. But in the first character, you did not use any types of number in your variable. Okay. After that, you are not also using here the any hyphen in your variable name. Okay, it also illegal. Okay, so you did not use any types of hyphen in your variable name. It not work. You did not use any variable name with your space. Okay, you did not put any space. Okay, you did not use any space in your variable name. It is illegal. Such as also you can see you did not use this type of underscore and put the variable name and also put here the underscore and put the variable name. It not work. So it also illegal variable name. Okay, so underscore you did not use the first character. You did not use about that. You did not use any types of symbolic character. Okay, this type of character you did not use as a variable in our programming language. And you did not use any types of keyword such as true. True is the keyword. This true you cannot use as a variable. Okay, so this type of you can see what is the illegal variable name in here. So all of those variable you did not use. First of all, you did not use any types of number first character as the first character. You did not use any types of hyphen. You did not use any types of space. You did not use the first character as the underscore. Okay. You did not use any types of symbolic character. You did not use any types of Boolean operator, true or false, this type of operator. Without you can use any types of variable. Is an illegal variable. Okay. So you can see I already discussed about the illegal variable. This type of format you can use as a variable name. There is no problem. But this type of format you did not use because we did not get the result when you are using this type of formation. Okay. So now I hope you can get about the illegal and legal variable. So now we talk about the data type. Okay. So now we talk about the data type. Just I simply open my slide. So we already discussed about the multiple variable. Our programming language allows you to assign the same value to multiple variables in one line. So now we talk about the data type in RStudio program. So data type we can mainly divide the data type into total. You can see one is the numeric. Okay, numeric, integer, complex, character, logical. Okay, so total 5 types of data we can get in here. So numeric, integer, complex, character, and logical. So there are total 5 types of data. So numeric, you can see numeric we can get this type of decimal value. Okay, it is numeric. And integer, where the L letter declared this is an integer. Okay, so this is a symbol of L. Okay, after the value we can put here the L. It means that it is an integer. Okay, and complex, you can see complex number is that 9 plus 3i, where I is the imaginary part. Okay, in the complex number I is the imaginary part. And character, it can be any K is character, R is character. Okay, so it can be character, and logical only for the Boolean, true or false. And we can use the class function. This is the class function to check the data type of a variable. Okay, what is the data type? We can use the class function for checking. So let's go. We talk about that practically in RStudio. So in this time we talk about the data type. Data types. So first of all, I take a variable name, suppose x. In this variable, I store it, suppose 10.5. Okay. So now I want to check. What is the data type. Okay. What is the data type of the x? For that, I simply use a function, class function, and put the x. Okay. Now I simply click to the run and also run it. You can say I can get the numeric. Okay. So 10.5 is a numeric character. Suppose in this time I take the another variable, suppose x, and store it in here such as 100, 1000. And I simply use here the class function and check what is the class about the data type. So just I simply run the code and also run the code. I can get the numeric, you can see. Okay. So when I put here the decimal, when I put here the, you can see it is a floating number. Okay. This floating number, I can get the numeric as well as only for the integer value, I can also get the numeric. Okay. It's not showing the integer. So when you want to define any integer number in RStudio program, you must be using the L character. L. Okay. L character. Now it defined as an integer. So you can say click to the run and also run it. I can get the result integer. Okay. So integer value, when you want to work with the integer value, we must be using the L character. Okay. It is a symbol of integer. Okay. You can see my slide in here. I already write about that. Integer value, you must be using the L. Okay. It is integer value L. Where the L declares this is an integer. Okay. L define the integer. Okay. So now we talk about that such as suppose complex number. So I take a variable. Suppose I put the variable name is that suppose 9i plus 3. Okay. So now I check about the class of the x. So now I simply print that, click to the run and also run it. You can see it's showing the complex. Okay. So because it has the imaginary part, I is the imaginary part. Okay. So it is a complex data type. Okay. So now I take the another variable, suppose x, and store it in here. So use the symbol for storing. Mainly it is the equal sign. Okay. It is the equal sign. We are also using here the less than and hyphen. And store it the value such as true. Okay. So now I just simply use here the class function for checking about the data type. So class x. You can say I can get the logical. Okay. So mainly there are the 5 types of data: numeric, integer, complex, then character and logical. And what is the character? You can see character mainly text. Suppose I put here the text such as Nizan. Okay. So in this time, I simply check about the what is the class. What is the class means that class mainly check the data type. So class about the x. So now I check. You can say I can get the character. Okay. So mainly there are total 5 types of data we can find out in our programming language. So it is that numeric, it's an integer, it's an imaginary, and it's the Boolean or logical, and it's character. Okay. Total 5 types of data we can handle using the R programming language. So now we talk about the another part. And we can also conversion about that data, such as you can see, suppose okay, I put the convert. How we can easily convert, suppose integer to numeric or numeric to integer. So how I can easily convert this type of data? So in this time we talk about that conversion. Type conversion. Okay, how we can easily type conversion or type conversion. Suppose I take a variable x. In this variable I put the an integer, suppose 5l. Okay, l is the symbol of integer. Okay, it is an integer.
Yes.
And then I take the another variable, suppose I put the variable is that y, and in use here the suppose 2 is the numeric. So l is that, I write the comment, it is the integer, and also it's the only for the numeric data type, numeric data type. So now I want to convert. So just I convert from integer to numeric. Okay, I want to convert it integer to numeric. So how I can convert? So I take a variable, suppose a. In this variable I just simply use here the as dot numeric. Okay, so as dot numeric. Okay, then I simply call here the x. Okay, because this x is an integer. Okay, this integer I want to convert into numeric. Okay, so that's why I simply use here the as dot numeric and then call my integer value 5l, which is stored in the x variable. So call the x. So now I simply click to the run. Into the run. Okay, so in this time I can simply check about the class. So use here the class of a. So now I can see we can get the numeric. Okay, so now this a convert into numeric because I use here the as dot numeric function and store it in the a variable. Okay, so this is a type conversion we can easily do in suppose we need to use the as dot numeric, or in this time we talk about the some mathematical function, about the mathematical statistical function. So it's very easy, just we can simply calculation for the different types of mathematical options, such as you can see we can simply 10 plus 5 we can get the result 15, as well as 10 we can also put a 10 minus 5 we can get the 5. Okay, as well as we can also use some function, or also have many built-in math function that allows you to perform the mathematical task on number. Suppose mean is a built-in function, mean. This mean function mainly identify the minimum value, suppose 10, 5, 5, 10, and then suppose 15. Okay, so from all of those value it calculated only for the mean value. So now we can check about that. I just simply click to the run, I can get the result 5. Okay, so mean it's identify the minimum value, as well as such as I simply put at the max. Suppose I make the value such as 5, 10, 15. So now from those number what is the maximum value it's identified. So click to the run, you can say I can get the result 15.
Max.
Okay, it's a built-in function. This function already built in. So mean it's mainly identify the minimum, and max it's identify such as maximum. As well as we are also using here the square root function. Okay, suppose for the sqrt. Okay, sqrt suppose 16. Okay, so click to the run, I can get the result as a 4. Okay, so 4 into 4 16. Suppose sqrt put here the 25. So now I can get the result about the 5. You can say I can get the 5. So now we can also use at the okay, so in this time we talk about the ceiling and floor function. Okay, so ceiling function rounds a number upward into nearest integer. Okay, suppose in this time I can simply use at the ceiling function, ceiling, and put here the 1.4. Okay, so it find a nearest integer value. When I put here the ceiling and put here the 1.5, I can get the result nearest integer value 2. Okay, suppose I put here the 1.9 and click the run, I can get the 2. Okay, so it showing the nearest integer value, and the floor function number downward to its nearest integer value. Suppose I use here the floor function, floor, and put here suppose 1.4. So now I can get the result. I can see 1. Okay, so ceiling function is showing the result for that upward to nearest integer, and floor function rounds a number downward. Okay, so floor, when I use the floor, I can get only for the 1, and ceiling I can get the 2. Okay, so this is the ceiling and floor function. Okay, so we can also in this time assign the string variable. We can easily, we already discussed about the string variable a lot of time, such as you can see, you can simply write here, suppose take a variable, suppose name. Okay, in this variable you can easily put lot of things. Suppose you can simply put here the hello world. Okay, now if you want simply print that, I can get the result in here, or you simply use at the name function, click to the run, and you can see click to the run, I can get the result in the hello world. Okay, so it is a string variable, and you can not only for that, you can use at the lot of things. Suppose I can simply add at the lot of time. Suppose it is stored lot of time. Stored multiple line, we can also add in here. Suppose I add the multiple line string. Okay, so then what's happened, just I simply run the code, and also run the code, I can get the result in here. Okay, I can get the result in here. Okay, so it also supported the multiple line. Okay, so now if you want, you can also check about that. There are many useful string function. Find the number of character in a string. Okay, suppose in this time I want to find out how many character is available in the string. So for that, what can I do? Just I need to use here the number of character, NCHAR. Okay, number of character. I simply call the name. This variable stored the name. Simply copy and click to the run. 88. Okay, so in this time here we can find out the character 88. So suppose I put here my name Mijan, and now I check how many character in the name. So you can say I can get only for the 5 character. For the 5 character, M is 1, I is 1, J is okay. Total 5 character in this string I can got. Okay, so in CSAR, this function mainly find out the number of character in a string. Okay, so as well as we are also using here the another function such as, it's called the grepl function. So this function is a grepl. Okay, mainly this function to check if a character or a sequence of characters are present in a string. Okay, suppose I can simply take a variable str. In this variable I simply stored this thing is that hello world, and in this variable I just simply use here that suppose grepl this function, and then I simply call the ace and use here the call the variable name str. Okay, so now simply click to the run first and also run it. You can see I can get that true. Okay, it means that in this time ace character is available in this here. Okay, so grepl function mainly it find out, check if a character is available on this text or not. Suppose I can simply put here the another character. Suppose I put here the M. So M is available on this line or not. I want to check it. So now I simply run the code. You can see it's showing the false. Okay. It means that in this line there is the no character for M. Okay. Such as suppose I want to check about the grepl. Use the grepl function for check it's available or not. Suppose I put here the hello is available or not. So for that I simply call the str. It stored this line, so it's already available, so we can get the result in this time true. Yes, I can get the result true. So in this time this string is available on my text. Suppose I put here the another word. Suppose I put here the my name. Okay, so my name is not available in here. Okay, so now I can get the result. You can see false. Okay, so this is the process when you want to find out any sequence or any number. It also available for the number. This number is available or not in your list, or this name is available or not in your list. So this type of analysis we are using the grepl function, grepl. Okay, then simply put the character and then use that the whole things. Basically, the variable name is stored this line. Okay, so we can also use here the paste function to merge two string. Suppose in this time I take a variable such as str1. In this variable I store it. Suppose I store it hello, and take the another variable str2. In this variable I put here the suppose world. Okay, so I take the two variable, and this variable I want to combine or join. So just use here the paste function, paste, and then call str1 comma str2. So now I just simply click to the run. So yes, I can get the result hello world. Okay, it's the combine. Okay, just I simply connect with my charger on my laptop. Just a minute. Okay, so now we talk about the R Boolean. Okay, how we can easily use the Boolean. So mainly Boolean is the true or false. Suppose 10 greater than 9. Okay, so it of course we can get the true. So now click to the run. You can see I can get the result. Is it true? Okay, such as suppose I put the suppose 10 equal. Okay, equal. In this time when you want to find out anything is as a equal, we need to use the double time equal and equal. Suppose 10 equal 9, so it's totally false. So now click to that, you can say I can get the result as a false. But when I put here the 10 equal 10, I can get the true. Okay, so as well as suppose I put here the another thing is that 10 suppose less than 9. So click to the run, you can see I can get the false. Okay, 10 is greater than 9, is not less than. Okay, as well as if you want, you can also take the variable suppose a. In this variable store it, suppose I store it the value for 10, and also take the another variable b and store it the variable such as post 9. Okay, so now I compare a greater than suppose b. Okay, so now check the result about the condition a greater than b. True. Okay, so a is a 10 of 10 is the greater than b, and 10 is stored in the a variable and 9 is stored in the b variable. Okay, so now we can get the result in here. You can see a greater than b is a true. Okay, so as well as we can also run the condition if statement. Okay, if you want, you can also use the run this type of condition using the if statement. Okay, so now we talk about the if statement. If statement. So how it will be working in C? Suppose I store the variable A is that 500 and B is that I store the variable such as 100. Okay. So now I print if A if B, suppose if B greater than A, then what is my condition? Okay, so this is my condition. Okay, so A if B greater than A, then what is that? Okay, I need it. So just I simply use at the print is that B is greater than A. Okay, or if it don't work, then what happened? Then use at the else function, else then it's print such as B is not greater than A. Okay, so now you can see here this is my condition. If this condition is the okay, then it's showing the B is greater than A. If or this condition is not okay, then showing the B is not greater than A. Okay, so now we can simply run the code. We can get the B is not greater than A. Okay, we can get the second result, B is not greater than A. Suppose I put here that 700. So in this time I can get the first one, B is greater than A. So I can simply run the code again. So if you want, you can simply select all of those things and click directly run in here. Then it will be done. You can see we can get the result. B is greater than A. So using the if, okay, after the if, you have to use here the condition. Okay, if the condition is the true, what happened? Or if the condition is not true, then what happened? Okay, so it is the condition. As well as we also use the another example about that, then you can understand. So this is the, in this time we talk about the operator. Okay, in the there are a lot of operators such as arithmetic operator, assignment operator, comparison operator, logical operator. So this type of operator, how we can easily work in RStudio program. So operator is that. So I just simply use that the operators. Operators. So mainly operators is that. Okay, so in this time operators are used to perform the operation on variables and values. Okay, so you can see here 10 plus 5. So plus is the operator. Okay, so mainly this operator make the addition. Okay, so in R divided the operators the following group. We can put the operator for that arithmetic operator, then also assignment operator, comparison operator. Okay, so first of all, arithmetic operator. Arithmetic operator, I simply write the arithmetic operators. Okay, such as it can be plus is the arithmetic operator, then minus is the arithmetic operator, plus minus, then multiplication arithmetic operator, division arithmetic operator. We can also use that the exponent. Okay, so this is the exponent is the arithmetic operator, as well as also modulus. Modulus means that remainder from the division. So it's the sample about the modulus. Then we are also showing about the integer division. Okay, so integer division is that this type of sample, integer division. We use the sample. So you can see plus, addition, subtraction, multiplication, division. It's called the exponent. Also you can see it is the modulus of remainder from the division, and it is that about the result for the integer division. Okay, so in this time, as well as we also get the another example about that assignment operator. So assignment operator used to assign the value. Okay, so assignment operator, you can see about the assignment operator. This is the arithmetic operator. I also, okay, so just I simply comment this line and also talk about that assignment operator. So assignment operator, we can simply divide the assignment operator. Suppose I put the variable, so suppose 3. Okay, so this is the assignment operator. Okay, so greater than and hyphen, it's the assignment operator. As well as we can also express the assignment operator, such as if you want, you can use that. Suppose my, you can put at the my variable and put here this. Okay, so it's also another assignment operator. Okay, so mainly it is that assignment the variable or value. If you want, you can use at this symbol, or if you want, you can also use the symbol. There is no problem. Same tax. As well as we can also do for suppose 3. Suppose I use at that this symbol is that I put the hyphen and put here this symbol. Okay, then put here the my variable. Okay, so now this 3, it is the value. This value is stored in here. Okay, so this is another for the assignment of the variable. As well as if you want to also use the hyphen, suppose 3, it's my value. This value you can simply put here that hyphen and put here this symbol and put the variable name. Okay, so this is the assignment operator. So this is the assignment operator, and also this is the assignment operator. This is the another assignment operator. This is the another assignment operator. Okay, so we can use here the different operator for storing the values and value in our okay. In this time we talk about the comparison operator. Okay, so it's called about that assignment operator. We are also get the another operator, it's called the comparison. Comparison means that operator compare two values. Okay, it's compare the two values for the comparison operator. Comparison operator. Okay, so mainly comparison operator can be equal. Okay, so equal, it's called the equal. Not equal, so it's called the not equal. Okay, exclamation and equal, it's not equal. Then it's called the greater than, then less than. Okay, then we also set the greater than equal, as well as also it's have also less than equal. Okay, so mainly it is a comparison operator. Comparison operator mainly compare the two values. Okay, so it's a comparison operator, and I send you the all of those practice code so you can easily read about the and also practice. And logical operator. Okay, so mainly logical operator, we can divide the logical operator into element wise logical and operator. Okay, and logical and operator return the true if the both statement true. Okay, logical operator, I simply write the logical operator. Logical operator. So mainly logical operator, it can be first of all and sign. Okay, it is the and symbol. Okay, and also use here the double and. Okay, and also use here the only for this sign, as well as also two sign, and also only for the logical. Okay, so first of all this and, it is the element wise logic and operator. It returns the true if both elements are true. Okay, so I will show you the practical example, all those things, then you can easily get the better idea about that, all of those operator. Okay, so now we can think about that for that. So let's go. So here you can see we already discussed about that this operator, greater than operator, such as you can simply take a variable. Suppose I put a variable a. In this variable I store it suppose 33. I take the another variable and put the variable name such as 300. Okay, and now I use the if function, and if b greater than a, then what happened? I just put here the curly bracket and put here print b is greater than a. Okay, so now I simply run all of those things. In this time, b is greater than a. So in this example, we use two variable A and B. Okay, in this example, two variable A and B, which are used as a part of the if statement. Test B is greater than A. A is, we can get the value 33 and B is 300. We know that 300 is greater than 33, so it print, the print is that B is greater than A. Okay, or the else if keyword are when you want to, if the previous condition are not true, then we try it. Suppose if it will be not, this equation is not true, then we have also used that another thing is that else if. So else if, okay, then I put here that suppose else if A equal B. Suppose in this time else if A equal to B, then what happened? Suppose then it's only be simply print about the another condition is that. So just simply use here the curly bracket and put here the print A and B are equal. Okay, so in this time when I run the code again, I can get the result. You can see B is greater than A. But when I put here suppose 33 and now click to run again the code, I can get the result B, A and B are equal. Okay, if you want, you can also use here that another thing is that suppose you can also put here another more condition. Suppose else if A B less than A, then what happened? Just put here this your argument, use here the print function and put here such as B is not greater than A. Okay, so now suppose I put here that suppose 50 and now click to run again. In this time we can see what happened. It's saying the result B is not greater than A. Okay, so it check we can get the last statement. Last statement is true, so that's why it print the B is not greater than A. So it also work about look like that. So we can also use the more condition if else, if else, if else, and we can get the result about that. Yeah. Okay. So
and
now
all this operation we can use with satellite images, yes?
Yeah. So basically these are the basic things. Okay, so this type of analysis when you want to do using the suppose Google Earth engine with R programming language or machine learning with R programming language or using the remote sensing, the same all of those things we need, which I did talk about in here. Okay?
But I need to learn this all operation, or I need to know where I can find it, or I don't know, because it's possible to learn is everything this.
Yeah, so it's possible to learn all of those things. So first of all, in this time, after completing the all of those basic things in the R programming language, we jump the machine learning method, how we can easily implement, how we can easily work with the data set, okay, and also implement different types of support vector machine, and also how we can easily use the satellite images for the different types of operation in RStudio programming. Okay, so basically it's a really beginner's part. So first of all, we try to teach you all of those programming language in R programming. Okay, then move to the satellite imagery, how we can easily work with that, and also how we can easily
basic.
Yeah, it's a basic. Yeah.
Yeah, this is a basic syntax is what I need to know. Yes.
Yeah. So these basic things you have to know first. Then we can move to the our advanced such as machine learning, deep machine learning, and remote sensing analysis. We can easily do that using the Google Earth Engine platform, and also how we can easily download the satellite imagery and work with that. So this type of analysis we discuss for the further advanced classes. Okay. Okay. So now we talk about the this operator. Mainly, it's called the AND operator or logical operator, which I already write in here. So AND, double AND. Okay. So this type of AND, how it will be work. So first of all, AND operator. So I simply write here the AND and operators. So mainly it's the symbol of this type of symbol and symbol into use for the AND operators. Suppose I assign a value A, I store the value such as 200, assign the another value, suppose put here the 50, assign the another value in the C such as 700. Right? So now I want to check if if okay, I write in here, if A greater than B and B and C such as C greater than A. Okay, so A greater than B and C greater than A. Okay, so now what happened? This is my condition, and I simply put my statement is that it print both condition both condition both conditions are true. Okay, so in this time you can see AND operator is mainly work when both of condition are true. In this time A is greater than B and C is greater than A, so it condition is the true. So now the AND operation is the work, so you can say simply click to the run. So it's showing the both condition are true. Okay, because it is the true.
Okay.
Suppose I put here that in here, I simply put here the suppose 900, and now check the result. Yeah, in this time AND operation is not work. Okay, I did not get any result.
Oh,
Okay, AND operation is only work when both of condition, this condition and also this condition, is true. Then it will be work. Otherwise, it's not work. Okay,
okay.
in this time, but or operation, suppose or operation, so it is the example about that AND operation. So when the both of condition is the okay, then it will be work. Okay, but or operation, so I have to write the comment about that. AND operation work when both of conditions are true. Okay, in this time we talk about the another operator. It's called the OR operators. Okay, so OR operators, how it will work, you can see the OR. Okay, so OR operators, mainly it is the symbol is that. Okay, so this is a symbol about the OR operators. So simply this is a symbol of the OR operators. Okay, it's a symbol of the OR operators and is used to combine conditional statement. Okay, suppose in this time I check if A greater than B, or I use here this symbol, it is the or A greater than C, then what happened? It print at least one of the condition is true. Okay, so in this time when I click to run, you can see it will be work, there is no problem. You can see it print at least one of the condition is the true. In this time here we can get the A greater than B, it means that A 200 and B 50, so it is a true, there is no problem. But another you can see A is the 200 and C is the 700, it's not a true, it's a false. Okay, so OR operators, it's mainly work when at least one condition is the true. Okay, so I write this about this, so it's work when one condition is Okay, but you can see an operation is mainly what when both of condition are true, but or operators is mainly what when at least one of condition is true. So in this time we can check here this condition is the true, so that's why it work, it print. Okay, so this is the or operators, it mainly work using the or operators, look like that. Okay, so now we talk about that loop. Okay, so this is the last part about the loop. When I talk about that, then it will be finished for our mainly basic things of the R programming language. So mainly loops we can get we can also use here the R programming language also use the loop. So in this time loop it's very important for that. Mainly loops can execute a block of code as long as specified the condition is reached. Loops are handy because it does save time to reduce the error, and we can get the two types of loop. Okay, one is called the while loop, another is called the for loop. Okay, while and for. So these two type of loop we can get in our programming language. Not only for the R, Python is also available for the while and for loop. So mainly why we are using the loop. With the loop we can execute a set of statement as long as condition. Okay, so in this time suppose print I, so I simply use here, suppose I give example. So take a variable, suppose I. In this variable I stored a value, suppose 1. Okay, so I stored a value is 1 in the variable I. Then I use here the while function. While in this while function I give a condition. What is the condition? I such as greater than 10. Okay, I greater than 10, and then it's my put my argument in here. So it will be print this I and this I all time. So I put SN in the I plus 1. Okay, so in this time what happen, you can see I simply click to the run and also click to the run. In this time you can see it will be all time. When I put here the while function, it will be increasing the 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9. Okay, suppose I need the for the 100, so put here this suppose 100. Now it will it print all of those things from 1 to 99. You can see 1 to 99. Suppose I put here the 1000, or I put the long number and then click to the run. So I guess it will be working. Okay, and generate all of those number. Okay, you can see. So mainly you use the while loop, we can execute a set of statement as long as condition is the true. So in this time when this condition is the true, then it will be finished, otherwise it not all time it running. Okay, suppose when it will be condition is the true, then it will be finished, otherwise it continuously running one by one, it's continuously running.
How we can to stop it?
Stopping when it will be complete. Okay, if you want you can also run the code again, then it will be stopped, there is no problem. Okay, just a minute.
Okay.
But otherwise when it will be reach the condition, suppose I put the 10, so when it will be go to the I less than 10, then it will be finished. In this time I put the long value, so that's why it continuously it will be running. So because when it will fill up my condition or statement, then it will be stopped automatically. Okay.
In R we start to with
start
1, yes,
one, yeah.
not with 0.
No, it will be start from
Because
the 1.
in Google, okay.
There is no problem. Just when I show you.
Yeah, because in Google Earth Engine we start with 0. Yes.
Yeah. Okay, just. Okay, you can see here. Yeah. Suppose in this time I simply put here the 0, and then suppose 0 to it will be increasing 1 by 1. You can say I put here the plus 1. Plus 1 means that it will be increasing 1 by 1. Suppose in this time I put here the 10. Okay. So now click to the run again and also run the code. Okay, it also working. Just I simply stop that. Okay, just a minute. Okay, stop. Okay, so I stop it. So now it will stop. You can see. Suppose you can see it will be start from the 0. Initial value is the 0 and up to 10. And step one by one increasing +1. So now click to the run. You can see it will be starting. Okay. So first of all, it print the 0, then 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay. Suppose I put here the 100, 100, 100 and click to the run again. Okay, you can see when 100 it will be stop. So you can see 100 I less than 100. Okay, 99 and increasing one by one. If you want to need for the 2, so simply put here the 2. So now I can get all of those even number. Okay, so now click the run. You can see in this list I can get all of those even number. You can see. So yeah. Okay, and for that I need to also start from the 2. Okay, so even number. So now you can see when I click the run. So now you can get all of those even number from 2 to, you can see, yeah, you can see 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14. So all of those even number I can get up to 100. Okay, so all of those even number. So it increasing 2 by 2. Okay, suppose in this time I need for the 1 and it will be increasing 1 by 1 up to 100. But when it maintain the equation, okay, so when it will be fill up this condition, then it will be stop. So then in this time when I click the run, you can see I can get the result finally 99. Okay, because when it will be 100, suppose in this time I can get value the 100. When this I value is the 100, then it not maintain this equation, then it mean that it did not maintain the sequence, then it will be equal. Okay, equal. So I simply put here the equal sign. Suppose equal to equal. Okay, so now click to the run. You can see click to the run. You can see it will be increasing. Okay, so print. So for that we can simply put here that I, suppose put here I equal 100. So now click to the run. Okay, it not open. Okay, so for that we can simply put here this result. Suppose I less than 100 and I print I, and it will be start from that one by one it increasing. We can get the result. So this is the process for the while. So mainly while loops we can use to set up a statement as a long condition is true. Okay. So in this time we are also using here the break function in the loop. Suppose when it will be break function, you can also use about that. Suppose in this time I simply put here the break function. Suppose I can use here the up to 6. Okay, so now I click to the run, I can get the result from, okay, so I simply click to the run. I can get the result look like that. But in this time I use here break function. We can stop the loop even the while condition is true. Okay, so we can also stop the condition. Suppose I use here the break function. So for that how can I do? So for that I can simply print this I and then use here the break function. So for that I can simply remove that and use here the, it will be okay, and simply use a function. It's called the if function. If I equal 4, then it will be break. Break means that stop the loop. Okay, so I simply put here curly bracket and put here the simply use a function. This function called the break function. Simply use here the break. Okay, so in this time what happened? If the condition is also true or running, but when I equal to 4, then it will be break, or it means it will be stop. So now I can see I simply click to the run again. In this time, when I can get the 4, you can see it will be stop. Okay, I equal to 4, then it will stop. Suppose I put here the 100. So, and I want to stop it, suppose 50. Okay, so when I equal 50, then it will be stop or not continuous. Okay, so now click to run again this code. Yes, I can get the 49. Okay, so after 49, we can get the 50, and 50 equal to 50. So then when it will be equal, then it will be not work or it will be break. But our condition is also working. But when I put at the break function and give a condition, then it will be not work. So we are also, this statement is also true, but when I put at the break function, then it will be not work. So this is the process for how we can easily use the break and also move it from the continuous statement. Okay, so as well as we can also use here another function. Suppose next statement we can skip an integrate iteration without the terminating the loop. Okay, for that we can use here the function next function. Suppose I put here the next function next without the break, I can simply put here the next function. Okay, so then I can simply after that I simply print that. So use here the print I. So now you can see what happened. I simply print that. Yeah. So in this time you can see it will be start and move to the print the 100. Okay, from there the 100. About that. Okay, we can get this result look like that.
Yeah.
Okay. So as well as we are also use lot of functions such as loop function. So now we talk about the loop. So this is the process about the while, and talk about in this time we will talk about the for loop, how it will be work. So mainly for loop. Okay, so I use that such as for loops. So suppose for loops is used for iterating over a sequence. Suppose I use at the for, and x is the variable name x in 1 to 100. Okay, and then I simply just print this x. So now what happened, you can see when I click the run, it will be print 1 to 100. Okay, print 1 to 100. 1 to 100 it print. Okay, so you can see x is a variable x in 1 to 100. Suppose I need the 1 to 50. So now it print 1 to 50. Okay, 1 to 50 print. Okay, so this is the 1 to 50 print about this for loops. Okay, so after that we need to talk about that list. Okay, so it's very important for the list. Okay, list we will learn about the list and vector the later chapter, but in this time we talk about the list, how I can make the list. Okay, suppose list, it's very important because lot of time we need to make the list. So list, suppose I make the list about the fruit. So use at the fruits is stored in here the different fruits name. So for the list we need to use at the list function. Okay, and put here the item name. Suppose I put here the mango. So mango, then put here that suppose banana, put here that such as suppose cherry. Okay, and suppose this is the list. So just I simply use here for, if you want you can simply print that, there is no problem. Suppose I simply print that, print the variable name is the fruits, FRUI, fruits. I can get all of those list in here. You can say mango, banana, and cherry. But in this time, I want to use there the for function. So use there the for that x in, okay, and then make here this curly bracket and put here that print x. Okay. So in this time, what happened? You can see I declared the another variable x, And in this variable, I stored all of those fruits. And finally, I want to print this X. So now simply run the code. Yes, I can get the result mango, banana, and cherry. Okay, so X is another variable name. If you want, you can use here the Y. Anything you can use. Suppose Y in fruits
Yes.
and print the Y and click the run. I can get the same result, but okay, just a minute. Okay, I think okay. So I think you need to use the X all time about that. It's constant value about that. So X in fruits and print the X. Why? So try to the suppose Y. I check it again. Okay, you can use anything. There is no problem. Okay, so as a variable name, suppose I put the variable name is the M in fruits and print the M. So now click the run. In this time it also work. Yeah, it also work. There is no problem about that. Okay, so in this time we can get all of those list of the fruit, as well as I put the another variable. Suppose print. Suppose in this time I simply put here the another example for that number. Make a list about the number. So for that, how we can do? So just suppose I put here the dice and put here this C and make the list about that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You can see here when you want to make the list for the text, suppose this is a text, okay, then we need to use the list function. But when you want to make the list using the number, suppose 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 as a number, then we need to use the C symbol. Okay, so this is the number. You need to use the C, and when you want to make the text, we need to use the list function. So now what can I do? Just use the for. Suppose for I put here the in x in dice, and finally print this X. So now I can get the list about all of those tiles. So you can say I can get this list as a number. So remember that when you want to print, make the list from the numbers, you need to use the C. And then when to make the list from the text, then you need to use the list function. Okay. So there's two the basic things, just list and C when you want to do that. In this time, we are also applying the break function also in the for loop. Suppose in this time, I make the list about all of those fruit. You can see in this time it showing the all of those fruit, that mainly 3 fruit. But I want to use here the break function. Okay, so I put here the for m in fruits, and then make the condition is that, such as I simply put here this. Suppose I simply use here the if x equal, such as I put the fruit name such as cherry. Okay, then what happened? Then it will be break. It not print. Okay, just simply put here that. Okay, and then I simply print that and print X. Okay, so now click to the run again. Okay, so it will be M. Okay, so I put the M in here. So it will be M. Just simply select that and run. Okay, so now it is in. Suppose I put here this another foot, any another foot, suppose. Now click to the run, which is not available in this list. Okay, you can see it also worked. Okay, so in this time, when this M is equal to L, it check it and then simply print that result. Or if you want, suppose in this time, I simply print that without it, simply put at the next function, next, and then you can see simply print that. Okay, we can get the same result about that. Okay, so now we talk about the R function, how we can easily define the R function in R programming language for the R function. Suppose function in R. So when you want to make the function, first of all, you have to take a variable name. Suppose put the function variable name. Suppose function variable name. You can use any name. Then put here this sign and use the function keyword. Okay, function keyword. Okay, function keyword, and then apply here your argument. Okay, so this is the structure. This is the structure of the function keyword. So now I want to calculate any two number. What can I do? Suppose I take a variable calculator. Okay, in this calculator I make a function. So put here the function keyword and put here the element name. Suppose A and B, and put here this curly bracket. So in this curly bracket, I simply print such as A plus B. Also print A minus B. Also print A multiplication with B. Also print such as A divided by B. Okay, we are also print such as A exponential. I simply put here this symbol. Suppose B. Okay, suppose print A such as modulus B. Okay, so now I simply copy the calculator, and in this calculator I just simply assign the value, suppose 2 and 3. Okay, so now I simply click to the run. You can see what happened. We just simply check. Okay, so in this time, okay, this is the argument function keyword. Okay. So I put here the 2 3, and I randomly put here the 2 3, 2 plus 3, 2 minus 3. Okay, so now click the run again. Okay, it's showing the problem. Yeah. Okay, just put the another example, such as I just simply take a variable name, my function. Okay, in this variable I just simply put here this function keyword and make here curly bracket. In this curly bracket I simply print such as hello world. Hello world, I simply print that. And finally I simply call the function I simply call this function. Okay, so now click to the run. It's showing the object. Okay, error, my object not defined. Okay, so in this time, suppose, so in this time I simply put here the A. Okay, so hello world. I try to use the another example. Just a minute. So I take a variable. That's my function, and then put here this symbol. So put here the function, and suppose fname, you can use any name, function name you can put, and then in this time I want to use at the paste mainly we are using for that join. Okay, so fname join with success Bangladesh. Okay, so in this time what happened, you can see I just simply call this my function. I call this function. In this function I just simply put here such as my country name is. Okay, so in this time I click the run. Yeah, so now it will work, you can see. Suppose as they not only for that I simply add here, the another thing is that I simply copy the same things more time. I also paste in here. Okay, suppose in this time I put here that
Something wrong with my internet. Yeah.
I live in Bangladesh, and suppose I also put here the another thing is that I love Bangladesh. So now when I happen, you can when I click the run and click here, I can get all of those things at the same time. Okay, so this is the power of function. So this is the power of function. In this time, when you can see the first of all, I simply define the function at this. I simply paste. Okay, so mainly it paste with that f name. Okay, so in this time, I can simply call my function. I put here the 3 times, not only for the 3 times. You can use here the more times. Suppose you can also put here the my function and put here this. Suppose 971. Then click the run. In this time you can see all time I can get this result from here, from this function. Okay, you can see. Okay, so in this time it will paste. So basically this is the basic structure of the function. First of all, take a variable name. Okay, first of all take a variable name. In this variable name simply use here the function keyword. Okay, and then put here the your parenthesis. Okay, and in this parenthesis after that we need to put here the argument. Okay, using the curly bracket. So in this time I simply put the argument is that just I simply paste the new other text I need to join with my Bangladesh. Okay, so further I simply call my function name again and put here my country name is Bangladesh. I live in Bangladesh. I love Bangladesh in 1971 Bangladesh. Okay, so just all of those texts at the same time I add with my function. Okay, so this is the basic structure of function. We are using here all of this structure and we can easily find out the different types of work. Okay, so this concept we also need when you want to work for that machine learning as well as also work for that such as Google Earth Engine platform for the support vector machine classification trees. Okay, so then this type of concept is very neat for that. Okay, so I will send you all of this practice code for the today's class. You also try to I write in all of this code in here. So you also try to write the code in your code editor, all of this code step one by one. And also I also send you the recorded video class. So you can try to do for that your own code editor or your own code RStudio platform. Then face any problem regarding any issue, then let me know for the next class. So from the next class, you also try to discuss about the more advanced things on the non-programming language. Okay. So you also try to practice and face any problem in issue, just let me know. Then we also try to discuss in our okay. There is no problem.
Okay, thank you. And when we can have the next class?
Yeah. Okay. So next class we will take. Just I check the schedule. Okay, Sunday. Okay, we Tuesday is available. You Tuesday.
Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. Yeah, Tuesday. Yes, 22.
22. Yeah. Okay. So 22 we also meet again and also complete our second test program. Okay. So then we go. So in the meantime, we also try to practice and face any problem. Okay. Then I also talk me. Then I also get the solution for that. Okay. And also give you the recorded video class and also for the today's recorded class, you also try to practice. Okay. Okay. Thank you for today's no more. See you on the next Tuesday.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you very much. See you. See
Okay,
you.
see
Bye
you later.
bye.
Okay, bye.